How's it going, Bremerton? Josh Farley with the Kitsap Sun out at the Bug Museum off of Charleston Beach Road. I'm also here with Juliet, a reptile that's known as a bearded dragon. I'm going to tell you all about her, along with my usual 5 total stories that you just got to know about happening in Bremerton this week. Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Bee Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 today is the Bug Museum off of Charleston Beach Road. Not very many cities can claim that they have a bug museum in their midst. The museum is owned and operated by Randy and Chris Jones. Randy founded a retailer called Nature's Gift Store in 2000, and when she bought the building here on Charleston Beach, she decided it would be an educational opportunity for the community to have a museum nearby. They have everything from scorpions, tarantulas, snakes, and iguanas out here at the Charleston Beach Museum. And come next Tuesday, you too can come out and bring the kids, because from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on October 31st, they will be hosting the Buggy Bash. Many of the reptiles and insects here will be out and on display, and the kids will go home with a free bag of goodies. Story number 2 on the blast this week. Kitsap Regional Library is going before voters this fall for a property tax bump that would fund repairs at its local branches, as well as technology upgrades and restore Sunday service that was cut in 2011. Failure to pass the levy, they say, would possibly result in the closure of 2 branches. But library officials are confident that they've picked the right time to increase taxes by what amounts to $20 a year on a $250,000 home.
I'm really proud of all the planning that we've done based on our community needs to really put forward an effort that allows for improved maintenance on our facilities, stronger collections. Sunday hours will come back with this levy, strengthening salaries for staff to allow us to be competitive. This plan was written by the community for the community, and for that reason I believe that it's worth supporting.
Story number 3, the Bremerton City Council appropriated $300,000 from federal pass-through money known as Community Development Block Grants this past week for the development of Quincy Square. The money will pay for the design for the square, named for the music icon who spent some of his formative years here in Bremerton. But the biggest hurdle remains. Even with the design in hand, city leaders will have to go out and find $5 million to complete the construction of the square itself. Story number 4. The first dedicated memory care community is now open for business in Bremerton. It's called The Arbor, and it's located off of 11th Street at Adele Avenue. The Arbor replaces the former Kitsap Health and Rehabilitation Center, which closed in 2011.
We're a brand new 62-bed memory care here in Bremerton, opening up here sometime in November. To me, I think what the important thing is when you have a memory care that's 100% dedicated to it, specialized for, is everything revolves around memory care. So our food, our activities, our staff, the artwork, the design of the building, the technology, everything in the building is geared towards dementia, Alzheimer's, memory care, what we can do to make their lives better.
And finally, story number 5. Reporter Chris Henry recently took a trip out to the new Barker Creek Community School off of McWilliams Road. The former call center is now in the education business in the Central Kitsap School District. But as Chris found out, just don't call it an alternative school.
I've always made a comment that I wasn't really made to be put in a classroom for 8 hours a day. Here, that really just came to reality. I feel like I'm not trapped in a way.
Barker Creek is a place for everybody. I never felt welcomed in any school or environment I've been in, but when I stepped foot into this alternative school, I felt like you could be who you are.
What alternative education was in 1990 looks a lot different from what we're doing now. In fact, to try to break the cycle, we don't even use the word alternative education in the title of our school because we want to emphasize things like community and choice, the cool things that we're doing in the walls of Barker Creek.
unlike other high schools which have like 1,200 kids in them, this school has 10 kids maximum to every single class. So in cases where I couldn't focus, the teachers would help and they try to change the situation, and it would honestly bring me back and help me focus more, and I love that about it.
My name's Ian Cochran. I go to Barton Creek Community School. 12th grade. It's a great school for sure, more open, and students get along here. Teachers are amazing.
I love coming to work every day, and what I love is our kids are getting a space that they deserve.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast. We've got a great week of fall weather ahead. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine when you can. Who knows, maybe you'll even catch a cutthroat trout just as Bill Bell did a few weeks ago when I was running at Lions Park. Enjoy the rest of your week, Bremerton. This week's Bremerton Beat Blast soundtrack was provided by local band Cha Cha. They'll be performing this Saturday with the Fame Riot and Astor House at the Manette Saloon.